What's up guys? In this video I'm gonna show you what it really feels like to deploy a chatbot on your website that is interacting with live customers or potential people who want to be booking your services. As you know me by now, I like to always show things transparently, so I'm gonna show you when it actually works, where a potential viewer of my website managed to book an appointment with me, and when the AI actually fails to do that, and sometimes even miserably, and how we can improve the prompting and improve the chatbot after it's been deployed in production. I've deployed my chatbot for over 3 months now, managed to answer thousands of requests, and within these I try to improve my chatbots day by day, and I want to show you here the process of how I try to fine-tune this chatbot after it's been deployed. And I will show you some sample conversations of when things actually go wrong, because AI is unpredictable, and that's what I try to teach on this channel. I try to be as transparent as possible, and if you're watching this video, you probably know me by now that I'm very critical about AI, and I try to show you both ends. It could be perfect, and it could be a wonderful tool for engaging with customers and getting you leads, but it could also be something that might harm you if it hasn't been configured correctly or it's missing some of the knowledge. That's why AI is always an iterative process, and it doesn't end by the moment you deploy this chatbot to someone's website. If you're here for the first time, my name is Serop. I've been building and selling AI solutions for over a year now as a freelancer and an AI development agency. My background is usually in machine learning and data science, and I love to share some of the experiences and the realistic view of these AI solutions. So if you're here for the first time, I would appreciate to give me a like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel, and I would really appreciate if you do. Without further ado, let's have a look at the chatbot that I built and how we can improve it after it's been deployed. Alrighty, so if you ever went to my website, you would see that it looks super fancy, first of all. I got a lot of compliments about my website, and recently I got a very bad feedback that having stuff like this is really harming your ranking. So don't put stuff like this, although it looks fancy and impressive, it might actually harm your SEO and stuff like this. So I'm gonna do unfortunately a rebrand of the website, make it look less fancy, and also maybe a little bit more focused on my value proposition. But that's how things are. You always try to improve. If you go to my website, you can see that you can book an appointment with me. And a lot of people did recently once some of my videos started going a little bit viral. A lot of people wanted to book appointments with me. And part of chatbots is try to free up some of the space, especially for business owners that are curious about AI. Maybe they can see here the pricing, but maybe they want a custom price, or they want to discuss some stuff before they actually book an appointment with me because they are a little bit nervous about meeting with me and they're not sure about the investment that they want. So that's why I created this chatbot. And the idea is here you can chat with it about your questions. So let's say somebody who is a little bit skeptical, want to maybe test the AI first before they meet me. What they actually do, they can open the chatbot, ask it some questions. I try to put as much information about myself and how we do business. So this is kind of like a free consultation that the customers can get. Also, they can get an estimation of a project. Although this is maybe not 100% accurate, sometimes it's estimating too much, sometimes too little, but it can give them some value that they can go home with, and they can maybe save me time, especially if they are unsure. So I don't have to waste my time with somebody who is a little bit unsure. And actually, usually when you give the leads these kind of like free value, they are a little bit more warmed up to you because they are wanting to maybe work with you. So that was the initial idea behind this chatbot. And to be honest, I have to say, most people who don't book me directly, they at least interact with my chatbot. They ask it some questions, they try to estimate a project, they are curious about AI and how it can help their business. And some of them do end up booking appointments through the AI, or some of them try to book the appointment here. But in both cases, it is providing some value for the people when it's working right. And right now I'm going to show you maybe some cases, how it went good and how it went wrong. So here is the website workflow for now. If you remember, or if you watched my chatbot tutorial that I uploaded a couple of time ago, the structure was a little bit different. So the person was actually booking an appointment with me right in my calendar. I noticed that this is not such an efficient thing. So connecting the AI agent to a calendar, sometimes it was messing it up. So I didn't like this. Also, if you have an AI in production, you need to definitely log the request. So what I do for every request, I log what the user asked, and then I log what the AI answered. And then you basically put these things in a database. So it looks like this. So somebody asks, how much does it cost me? Blah, blah, blah. The AI answer. This is the answer, the session ID, when was it created. And right now, ideally, like towards the future, you would have either an automated process. So if they did book an appointment, you can flag it here as a true, like appointment was booked. If they didn't book an appointment, then no. Don't be surprised. These are not all individual interactions. So one thing N@N does that is kind of okay, but it's also annoying, especially if you're logging things, is every time somebody interact with your chatbot, it creates a new session ID, this one that you can see here. So 574, blah, blah, blah. And every time somebody visits your website, also it creates a session ID. That's why I put this filter here. So if these workflows get sometimes triggered just by the fact that somebody's on my website, but only if they are chatting with it, I start to log the responses. So that at least filter some of the noise. But also it could be that it makes the analysis a little bit harder because it saves each one in a row. So you need to do a two-step where you maybe go over all the conversations within a session ID because they belong to the same user. So this user started by saying, book an appointment, thank you. So I just put away his name and stuff so you don't see who is this person. But yeah, and then basically what it does, it sends me an email like, hey, somebody tried to book an appointment with you, these are the details, this is what he's trying to or she's trying to discuss. And yeah, it's definitely very valuable. And what you can do here after you get such a database, you either manually prove, definitely in the beginning it has to be a manual process. Right now I'm also thinking of maybe an automated process where I feed this data. So all the conversations that are within one session ID, I would gather them basically under one row. So I would have the entire conversation. I would have like an input conversation, output conversation, and then the final result would be booked or not booked. And maybe run an agent or like an LLM that basically just classifies. The LLM wouldn't be able to know if somebody booked an appointment. It could be that the person booked an appointment with me over my calendar or something like this. If they book an appointment with me through the LLM, like if they go here to the appointment booking agent, we can definitely just put this to true. So that's easy. That's not a problem. But if they booked something with me towards maybe my calendar, it becomes tough to track. So maybe I ask them like, oh, did you actually come through the chatbot? But what I really wanted to do is here to have an extra column called maybe feedback. And this is something also really important. Or you can have something like sentiment to check like what is the sentiment of the person? Is the person having a positive interaction with the let's put it as a maybe string. I mean, you can put it as an enum. Enum basically like has different status. But then we need to define it. It takes some time. This is Superbase, by the way, if you're unfamiliar with this. One of the really nice databases that I like to work with. Easy to set up and like very chill to work with. So ideally just put some sort of, like, it shouldn't be a text. It should be like a value, like could be positive, negative, interaction. And this shouldn't be like the agent itself evaluating, but maybe another agent. Or usually you also do it as a human. And then you calculate how many interactions were actually positive, how many interactions did lead in a appointment booking, how many interactions didn't. So here, for example, this interaction, they actually booked an appointment. Other ones, I'm going to show you now, maybe it went really bad. I actually lost a client for certain reasons. And now the LLM wouldn't be able to tell you what are the reasons. It would be able to, like maybe you can analyze the whole text and say, what are the most reasons why somebody got frustrated? Maybe after you gather these sentiments, say like frustrated, not frustrated, happy, yes, content. And then from there, because it's free text, you can push it to the LLM or whatever agent you have or AI, and then say, from these information, can you please tell me what is the most common reasons why somebody got frustrated? Before you build these systems, I mean, I would recommend you doing these systems because it makes sense. You can definitely do something that is manual, and this is what I'm trying to do right now. Let's start with the latest ones for now. So I only changed this process recently. As you can see here, like my subscription almost is reaching its limits because a lot of people were interacting with the chatbot. So once I added this mechanism in place, it was really good to be able to track the quality of the output. Otherwise, you're just sitting there, not blind, because you can see from the executions what happened, but it's very inefficient. So here is much more efficient way. So with that being said, let's maybe have a look at some of the answers. Maybe very clear cases. I remember the last one didn't go so well. Let's look at this guy. So all these numbers are for the same interaction. Hi, I've been watching your videos. Really good. I like your real approach. Thank you very much. Again, guys, this is AI answering, not me. So I appreciate what you're saying, but it's not me evaluating these things. So this guy is an orthodontist. Oh, that's actually really cool. I want to chat box. Okay. For appointments and budgeting treatments. That's really good. That sounds like a client that actually I tried to service in the past, and we built some prototypes. It sounds like a great use case, blah, blah, blah. And here the chat box will basically for appointment and solving questions. Great. To summarize, you're looking for a chatbot. I'll need a bit more information. So I programmed the AI that it cannot give you an estimate of a project until it gathers a lot of information. Something that is just basic like this, maybe it will be more tough to estimate a price. And then that's why it's asking you some questions back, which I think it improve the quality of the estimation by knowing exactly what information it needs. So this guy was saying it can work with Google Calendar. Questions will be on price and stuff like this, like quite standard stuff. Here is where I started losing a lot of clients. In the beginning, I was giving the people the price and people would just leave. I realized like, okay, before I give the price, for this to be an actual lead magnet, you need to be able to reach out to these people before you give them the value. So that means before you can tell them the price, you need to maybe get their email addresses so you can reach out to them afterwards and say like, hey, you just got this offer from me, would you like to discuss this, or what did you think about it? You can see this a lot, like a lot of marketing people do this where like, oh, put in your email address and then you can get the free template or whatever. That's what they're trying to do. It's a lead magnet that they provide you value after they get your information so they can contact you because you're a lead. And so that's what I tried to do. I was like, okay, always ask for their email. So it says here, forward this information. Before I do, could you please provide me your name and email address? This way we can follow up with you as much as possible. And this is what I noticed. Most people then they just disappear. They don't want to give the email address. They are maybe they're still a little bit skeptical. So right now I'm still considering whether I should remove this totally. I'm going to show you one case where somebody got really frustrated because I asked their email beforehand. It makes me think maybe I should just remove it and give the people the estimation and then hopefully they can convert. But I think the best practice, at least from a marketing perspective, is always this is a hot lead, like he's reaching out, he's engaged, he already got, or she, sorry, already got like a price estimation. They want to book your service. So ideally you should know their information to contact them. So this was one of the reasons why this guy disappeared. I'm really sorry if you're watching these videos, maybe reach out again. We can try to build you this AI chatbot or agent. But actually here you can see a lot of the different use cases where people are asking for money. So this is actually quite an interesting video. If you don't know what to build, just look at these conversations and you know what to build, like what are the people asking for. Let's maybe pick up something where people here seems to be people complaining about the price. So somebody complained here, how are you, bro? Okay, sorry, let's see. I'm here to help you with information about neuronics implementing AI in your business. Yeah, sorry guys, this is not me. This is the the AI. Serop. I'm very good, bro. Nice to meet you. If you message me this, I would respond in a better way. I'm sorry about it. This is also actually something important. So you need to always tell the AI not to engage in side conversations because you don't know what he's going to say, and you don't want people screenshotting your AI on your chatbot on your website and say like, oh, you're doing stupid stuff. So I always tell it not to respond to any. So sometimes it might feel like it's too restrictive, but it's better be safe than sorry. And definitely I don't want to spend my tokens answering questions like, how are you, bro, and stuff like this, because all these cost me money. I would rather just answer potential leads. So I'm sorry, bro. I'm good. Hope you're also very good. So these guys, they asked me about my prices, and my prices were, okay, we have for simple automations, 1,000 to 5,000. That sounds about right. Proof of concepts, around 5K. Sounds okay, good. MVP for platform, AI powered web apps. Seems reasonable. This is what we usually suggest. And then it's like, too high and white dollars on your website is in euros. Okay, that's actually maybe an improvement that we can add. Let's go to the prompt here in the response. Maybe style, always return prices in euros. All right. Thanks for that note. And the guy was complaining about the price. Yeah, the AI apologized about the currency. Our prices are indeed typically listed in euros. The prices provided are just rough estimates. Depends on various factors. And if you want to talk to specialized agents, yeah, this I would respond the same way. I wouldn't change it. Okay, too high. The same guy asked for want simple deployment to TikTok and Instagram. I have the images and reels. I just want to schedule them. Okay, that sounds like a very easy thing. Sounds like you're looking for automation solutions, schedule. Unfortunately, specific work might be outside of expertise. No, this is maybe below our expertise, if anything. Okay, so okay. The thing is, why do you think the AI answered this? Because I gave it a list of potential projects, stuff that we're interested in working with, stuff that I've done in the past. So I also told it if it's something that way beyond or outside of the scope of our work, don't say anything, don't recommend anything. Like, I don't want to promise someone something that we cannot deliver. But for something like this, I mean, technically, I'm not really interested in this. It seems like maybe 200 euros, 500 euros worth of work. I did post some things on YouTube and LinkedIn, so you can check my content automation video if you're interested. But yeah, this is not so, it's not like a massive loss, but it's okay. So this guy, how much would it cost me for a solution to book my appointments as a hairdresser, including ongoing costs also? Interesting, especially after I just talked so bad about hairdressers on my channel. I feel like karma comes back to bite me. Let's see what we said. Okay, call appointment, an appointment deletion from my Google Calendar, additional features. 10 customer, move to the price estimation, please. Here the estimate. Oh no, it's gonna give you. Oh no. Okay, that's bad. Okay, that's pretty bad. So here something went wrong. Here I need to actually look into why did it go wrong. It probably misunderstood something that API integration, basic notification. I mean, I don't think the guy he's just looking for an automation. Okay. So yeah, you see, this didn't go well. It's definitely not going to cost you 7 to 10K, maybe 1,000 to 2,000 maximum, depend on how much work or how much integrations we have to do. But yeah, this is 5 to 7 weeks. My God, probably more 2 to 3 days. So this is something I need to flag, that this is an improvement. I need to have a look. Sentiment, maybe let's put it here. So here we would put something like, maybe we can call this edit column, maybe feedback. Call it feedback, and then we can gather the different feedback. So this is definitely overpriced. I need to go through the prompt, add some logic. I would maybe look into this deeper and see why it did this, and probably look into the logging and see what information it retrieved from the database to see why it came up with such a high price. For this guy here, it's a different user. I'm okay. It's the prices that we work with. It's not a big problem. This guy wanted to book an appointment directly. Here also wanted to book an appointment directly. I want somebody who actually had a positive experience and book an appointment. Yeah, some people want to speak German, auf Deutsch, and then wo hat Neuronix seinen Sitz? Yeah, sorry, it's the first time probably you hear me speak in German. This guy is asking, where is the location of the company? Tell me everything. And okay, it gives him some information. Also, like, maybe not so good information. Okay, so here it's saying, I cannot give you all information about my company. I can tell you how we can help you solve AI and stuff like this. So that's actually pretty good. It's not that it gives them my bank account or something stupid. I mean, it doesn't know, but still. Yeah, estimating a project. Sorry, if this is getting too boring, feel free to jump out whenever you want, but I think it's interesting. Can you show me the medium? I want to copy you. I don't know what that means, but doesn't seem good. So this one, thank you for sharing. Oh, this one went bad. Yeah, this, I remember I saw this and this didn't go well. Let's see what happened. So I need an AI appointment booking agent. Similar. It's a clinic website, 2 to 5 bookings per day. Currently booking are done by our staff, which sounds amazing. Here again, remember the feedback that I told you, that I need to get their email first before I estimate a project. And this guy got really frustrated from this. And he's like, this is frustrating as a prospective client. Bye. And I love the AI. He's always so friendly and it's always so nice. He's like, oh, I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. So this is not so good. Definitely. It's bad. So I think after seeing this feedback from these two people and people ghosting the AI, I'm probably going to remove this from the prompt. Let's have a look. So when a user expresses interest, kindly ask their name and email address so we can follow up with them as soon as possible. Alternatively, let them know they can book an appointment directly using the calendar. Once you have their email, forward this to notify the business workflow with a summary as well as what was discussed. So this is the thing that I need to change now. So basically, we changed the system prompt now is only to ask for their email and name and addresses once they want to book an appointment. So if the user specifically says, I want to book an appointment, we ask for the name and email, and we forward this to the agent. Otherwise, we don't. We just say here, so use case discovery, show if somebody, I have a use case I want to discuss, or have specific project requirement, or I want to estimate project cost. So it all goes to the routing agent, so the price estimator agent, which asks questions about the stuff and try to figure out like how much things are cost. So now we save and we have the new version now in my website. So I'm sorry guys if you didn't get the value that you wanted. That's not so good. So I'm really sorry about that. And I hope now that we can give you the price estimation easier, that you're going to find this more valuable. This is what we usually do. You try to do this and improve the AI. It's because it's so hard to judge how people are going to interact with your chatbot. You think they're going to interact in a way, and then you look at how the users are behaving. And if people don't like the way the answers are returned, then this is where you adjust. It's all about user experience and making sure that the user are having a pleasant experience with your chatbot. And then you try to adjust them and make them better. And yeah, this process we usually do after you deploy a chatbot on a website. You try to do it either manually or automatically as much as possible. And I really wanted to highlight that these things can go wrong. I put a lot of time and effort in this chatbot to make it quite well and return good answers. But as you can see here, it's so hard to predict what the people gonna ask your chatbot in the first place. So it's always hard to come up with all these edge cases where they're asking the chatbot about very specific things. What we can take from this video is that the chatbots are able to answer in multiple languages. It gives support to a lot of people, and especially if you're having like a lot of visitors, it can convert these people into potential clients if they are happy with your service, but it can also push away people if you didn't provide them with what they expected, because this is basically, especially if you're an agency, this is the first thing they get interact with as the quality of your product. And you can think that you have a very high quality chatbot and you build a very good prompting and you build very good systems in place, but sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it just, you didn't think the user is going to ask these kind of questions, so you were surprised by maybe how the users are interacting with it. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and now you got a little bit of glimpse of what actually happens after you deploy, when and how do things go a little bit wrong.